Hello, it's the Friday Coven. It's Friday, it's a beautiful day, and I am so excited to share this shit today. Okay, welcome. The gates open. You can walk yourself in, find a seat, get a cushion, lean back, meet a friend, say hello. Do all the things that make you feel comfortable when you arrive in an amazing place. This is the Friday Coven. It happens every week at 4-ish p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I am Enchantress Shane, and I fucking welcome you. Ta-da! I am loving my house right now. I want you to see these beautiful roses that are sitting here. They don't even look real. Oh my goddess, how beautiful. Make it a practice to buy someone flowers and buy yourself flowers every week. All right, so I'm going to share some major secret. Even though it's the Friday Coven and I really love this as a community gathering, as a place where everybody gets to come together and get inspired, to realize where they want to take their lives. I don't know. What else do you get from coming to the Coven? Actually, that's a good question. What do you get from coming here? And please do say hello. So every week I show up and I really try to be encouraging. Oh, good. Hey, Robert. For you to participate. And the reason is there is so much information available to everybody at all times. And it's only potentially powerful to have this information unless you put it into action, unless you use it. And so participating is a way to initiate that process. So there's this cool post that goes around that says, explain what you do, basically in a really shitty way. And I love that because I'm always like, so many people are like, what do you exactly do? They know I'm a coach, but if you're not in the coaching world, you fucking have no clue. So this week somebody asked that question and I wrote, I help people get their shit unstuck. Now that's very Shane language. It's like, what does shit mean? Am I a proctologist? No. So when you're in a stuck place, when anyone's in a stuck place, one of the biggest reasons, believe it or not, that people get stuck, that I had in my life gotten stuck, is being a perfectionist. So let's see if I actually stick to the topic. And being a perfectionist, hey Natalie, means like I don't make mistakes. So why don't you type in, let's start easy. Why don't you type in, where are you watching this from? Are you on the moon? Are you in Long Island? Are you in Australia, although it would be a different time zone? Are you in London? Are you in France? Are you wearing your dirty underpants? I'm in Rockaway Beach, New York, and I don't make mistakes. And that's a really cool and audacious claim to make. Brooklyn in the house. And I want to know, do you make mistakes? Do you make mistakes? And I don't want you to answer the politically correct answer. California, welcome, welcome. Amityville, I love it. Okay, we got West Coast, East Coast. So, yay, Leanne in the house. So, I'm declaring I don't make fucking mistakes. And there's a part of me, I always think of columns, that has maybe a high school friend or somebody that's like, oh yeah, well I remember when you made this fucking mistake. But I don't consider myself a mistake maker. Now what that means is I choose to not see whatever I do as a mistake, even if somebody else does. Oh my God, what is that? I need to know what song that is, Heather. That's so funny. People make mistakes. It sounds like it would be Free to Be You and Me, or I don't know if that's a little bit above. Are you kidding? Get out of here. So here's biggest secret about how to not only claim you don't make mistakes, but how to claim it with integrity. Even if there's a bunch of people that are mad at you, here's the secret. You want to know how? Get your fucking humble panties on and your humble underwear and own whatever is being seen as a mistake. Own it. Declare it. Claim what actually is happening. Queens, you're in Queens. What actually is happening. I'm going to give you some examples, but in the meantime, I'm going to invite you, because you know I teach Fuck Your Fears, to declare, and you can type it in an affirmation, I don't make mistakes. And it matters. When you write an affirmation and other people witness it, it makes it real. The lighting is so fun. It's like, ah. I kind of wanted to have my back deck seen because I have a sukkah up. But I don't know if you could see it. I didn't know that. Maybe message me where you are, because there's an event happening tomorrow that maybe you want to be at. It's the Poseidon Parade. And you could do some spray painting of people's faces. And I'm the judge, so I get to say so. Anyway, so this will challenge the part of you that is a perfectionist. I might just have to go outside because this looks like the lighting is wonkadoodle. Let's see if my wires reach, because it's a really dope space that I made out here. And I want to hang out here. Oh, it works. It works. So here it is. I don't think the sun is shining. It's so fun. Okay, how can I do this? No, that's a little too far. Okay. Ooh. My little area. It's so cute. It's kind of like there's a little day bed, my gardens. By the way, I manifested all of this. I used to live in a dark-ass big apartment in Brooklyn, and I just was like, I'm not having it. I can't live like that. And so here I am in this manifestation. So anytime I feel stuck or fucked, I'm like, nope, I live here. I created this. And by the way, little rose popped out, bright red, loving it. Okay, back on track. What am I saying? Let's take a breath. Nachum, it's a sukkah. It's my version. So who's going to declare they don't make a mistake? Yes, Heather, you can have that. Probably easier than you even imagine. Good, me too. So what is the deal? Do you feel courageous enough to declare, I don't make mistakes? Because that's a really cool, I don't make mistakes. Yes. Amazing. Heather did it. Boop. Who else? I just have learning experiences. Absolutely. Beautiful follow-up. So here in the Friday Coven, we declare things, right? And we usually say them in positive terms, like but the idea of, I know it's such an addictive sound. I declare I don't make mistakes is, that word mistake comes with a lot of energy. I don't make mistakes. Yes, Robert. Yes, Mara. Amazing. It's the idea that once we, even think, because sometimes, we're here now, we're consciously showing up, but there are times when automatic shit takes over and all of a sudden you're like, what did I do wrong? Now, I talk about this topic a lot because it happens to me automatically a lot. And the way I teach is where I'm learning as well. So when you think like, oh, I fucked up. Oh, I made a mistake. When I wake up at a certain time and I'm like, oh my God, did I fuck something up? It's an automatic impulse, mostly because we grow up with teachers and you definitely make mistakes. Nahum, say more about that. I don't make any mistakes. And I continue to, like, as soon as I even say that out loud, the little mongrels and monsters are like, well, think about one. I'm sure you have. Look at the fucking plant that you killed. Or, look at the light you left on in the car and the battery went dead. Look at your phone number that you gave to that crazy dude. So what? So what? And this will attack every part of the perfectionist that wants to put their finger up in your face. And in fact, last week I went to the film festival in Rockaway, and there was a woman who shall remain nameless who I did a project with my group and her group. And there was a misunderstanding that happened 2 years ago. She thought I wrote some fucked up article, with fucked up details. And I was like, no, I write an advice column. But in the meantime, she didn't ask any questions. She just went at me with a fucking finger in my face and brought heat. And I was like, wow, this woman's out of line. But she was so fired up. And I had to work with my internal mechanism, A, to consider that she was drinking and maybe wasn't aware of all of her energies. And B, she wasn't going to listen to me. And so I couldn't make her wrong, but I was like, she's making a mistake. She's fucking wrong. She's fucking wrong. And this energy was so intense in my body because the part of me that was like, let me explain why you're wrong. I just didn't say anything. And then I would say something and then I would pull back. And we were on this ride that was so intense. And at the end of it, I realized I still didn't make a mistake because I was, as in feeling her energy, feeling her passion when she put her finger up at me and she was yelling. And I go, you're very loud. And I want to hear what you're saying, but with your tone and your finger, I'm getting resistant. And she's like, you're being a victim. And I was like, oh. I said, we're not name calling. Now, I often refer back to my preschool teaching days because when someone is losing their shit and making me wrong or giving me the feeling of like, oh, you made a mistake, I know it's their wounded inner child who needs a boundary. And when I said to her, we're not name calling, it was, that language is so clear and simple that something in her jolted. Well, I'll tell you. So thank you, Nachum, you just got me on target here. And maybe this doesn't happen for you, but when we go on social media or have friendships where we make other people wrong or we make ourselves wrong, it usually ends up in a spiral. And it could be semantics, we can discuss that, but the word mistake has a very heavy vibration of wrong. And if anyone hasn't noticed, there's a lot of wrong making and mistake pointing, and it's limited. There's no curiosity. A mistake is limited. It's the end of the line. It's fucked up. You fucked up. And it usually comes with guilt, shame, and an endless feeling of being over apologetic. So let me know what you think about that. And, I can see it clearly when people go on social media. And, in marketing, it's a really funny thing. If you're not an online leader, maybe you won't know this, but, our role as leaders and teachers and gurus is to point out people's pain points. Now, it's not always comfortable and it's not always easy, and it can be laced with compassion versus finger pointing. Now, I vacillate in between both, and it used to be more uncomfortable. But basically, anything with the word should is pointing out someone's fuck up. It triggers something in our psyche that we are broken, that they are broken. And while that has a certain point in getting people's attention, it also is like kind of yucky if not followed up with a gentle offering. So if you don't follow what I'm saying, ask questions. But the idea that I made a mistake, well, now I want to go deeper. I love questioning everything. A mistake. Okay, so if I say I made a mistake and I admit it, that's beautiful. But if I walk around feeling the aftermath of mistake and I don't take any actions, and my inner perfectionist is like, I fucked up, I can't fix this. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you're great to discuss this stuff with. It's really an energetic subtext, right? So like if somebody says, "Oh, I made a mistake. I thought we were meeting on Monday instead of Sunday. I'm glad we are connecting." That's beautiful. If someone's like, "Oh my God, I made such a mistake. I can't even talk to that person ever again." No. If someone's like, I always make mistakes. I'm never going to do this again. So like I read Mara's and I feel very like aligned with what she says. I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. Okay. I'm going to read what Heather wrote in a second. But I think and that's what this coven is about. It's like, I believe I don't make mistakes. And what comes up from saying that. So anything is welcome. But the idea of being the kind of person that can't be trusted because I make so many mistakes, that is, and I just saw the one word that Heather wrote, self-effacing. It's like, I make mistakes, who would trust me? I make mistakes, I'm not going to do that risk. So as a leader, as a teacher, I'm free to say I don't make mistakes because I'm constantly teaching from them. So I don't have to teach myself a lesson. I get to share the lesson, and that becomes something of wisdom. So I'm taking this practical philosophy course, and it brings this up, which is, what would a wise person do? And I like to challenge my words. I like to challenge what I do wrong. I like to challenge when I think I fucked up, because there's always a gift in it. And it might not be comfortable. It doesn't mean like, oh, I'm amazing. It just means like that everything I do is rooted from some belief that I carry about my world, the other person's world, the way we relate. Okay, so Heather shared, I tried to talk with my mom about past experiences with her and my dad talk badly about themselves and their self-effacing and how that has influenced my own self-talk. And she just ended up shutting down and saying, I'm sorry, I was such a terrible mother. Yeah, it's common, that I feel like this self-development is more widespread than many other generations who are just like, I fucked up. I was so careful to be so loving and tell her she didn't do anything wrong before I said anything. She still felt bad then, so do I. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky, So I want to celebrate you for working with yourself to say beautiful words, and that initial, like that initiating, she has every right, and maybe you would remind her, like, this is an open conversation. We can, if something else shifts in your mind, we can revisit this conversation. This isn't like a one-all, end-all. Okay. Thank you for sharing that, Heather. Maybe it's the difference between feeling like a mistake and knowing that one made a mistake. Like if the mistake becomes one's identity, then it's definitely a negative idea versus knowing something was a mistake and moving on, working to do better. Yeah, totally, totally. So it's interesting because I see like a mistake is not intentional. So yeah, let's play with that, Nachum. So maybe it's between feeling like a mistake and knowing that one. So if it's intentional, if somebody, pushed somebody into the street and it was intentional, that's not a mistake. They did it on purpose. And this will get me on a soapbox about when preschool teachers, like a kid hit somebody, and they would say to that kid, say, I'm sorry. I'm like, it wasn't a mistake. They did it because they were angry. Give them other words. But I'm sorry is something that is spoken when it's a mistake only. And when somebody pushes somebody or somebody says, fuck you, you're a fucking loser, it's not a mistake. It's coming from some anger and rage, and that can be addressed versus saying I'm sorry. So this is, I don't like to just grace easily on top of a subject. And so feeling the mistake is an opportunity to speak to it and be like, wow, here's what I was actually thinking and feeling, and it came out like this. Did it land? How did it land with you? I think communication is like so fire, so hot. Okay, does anybody else have anything to say on this topic? And also, if you're watching on the replay, your shit is welcome as well. Oh, I love all the people that are on. It's not showing me everybody who's here. And so I think from a very young age, children are taught that mistakes mean you're a bad person. I know for me, I was always in trouble. And so I always felt like I was making mistakes. And why I feel really excited to be a leader is from the mistakes that were told I made them, I made beautiful things happen. Like I remember when I first graduated college and people were like, you should work in a school. You'll get all the benefits. You'll have a pension plan. And I was like, my idea was, that's a mistake. Their idea was, it's a mistake to not take advantage of all of that. So it's all subjective. And the idea is, there's never the truth. It's always what you think and feel and sense and declare. So when you declare you don't make mistakes, there's something that's rebellious about that, which could then give you more permission to take a risk. Boom. There we go. I'm always a little bit jealous of people who make a statement and then clearly deliver. And I'm always willing to question and be curious, which is fun. Boom. That feels like a good ending point. Anybody else want to share anything about making a mistake? There's other things I'd like to try here. Let's see. Do you make mistakes? Let's add a poll. Activate it. I don't know what that looks like. All right, everyone. So I want to thank you so much. I have another event coming up. Fuck Your Fears. The Courage Course has kicked off. And what else? October 25th. Oh. October 25th is a men's group night. And it's called Intimacy, Open and Intimate. Intimate and Open. So come on over to the Relational Embodied Intimacy group and sign up for that. It's $18. Chai. And I'm leading it with two other leaders, Isha and Tessa. And we are all women that have some shit to say that's really helpful. And it's for men who are sensitive and romantic and charming, but are often put in the friend zone or are very confused about intimacy, or they just want more in life and don't really know where to begin. So that's happening October 25th. And other than that, I'm sinking deeply into Fuck Your Fears. The women who have signed up are amazing. And we're going to produce something together. So stay tuned for that. And I have 2 spaces for one-on-one clients. If you are feeling like you just want more in life, more joy, more pleasure, more intimacy, more conversations like this, and you want a spiritual teacher and guide just like me, send me a message. Let's keep it fucking simple. Look, 67% said that they make mistakes. Cool. I love it. I love this poll. All right, everyone. Have a beautiful Shabbos. If you don't celebrate, I'm inviting you to celebrate. I learned some from Nachum that we are inviting in the Shabbos Queen. And take a moment to relax and chill out. And tomorrow is the Poseidon Parade in Rockaway. I'm a judge, so if you want to come and play, sign up for that or just come and play. All right, everyone. See you next Friday. Bye.